This is the Power Couple Podcast
with Conjure Bae and Sade. What's up, guys? This is Sade.
And I'm Conjure Bae.
And welcome to the Power Couple Podcast. And thank you guys for joining us today. And we apologize for last week. We had some stuff come up. Some was going on, so we weren't able to come on last week. But we are back this week. But just a brief introduction if you don't know who we are. I'm Sade. And
I'm Conjure Bae.
This is Conjure Bae, and we are part owners of Third Generation Conjure, and we are a spiritual company that specializes in spiritual supplies and services catered to the practice of hoodoo. So with this podcast, our goal for this podcast is to help you to incorporate spirituality into your relationships. And the topic for today that we're talking about, tell them what we're talking about today.
Communication.
So I feel like communication is one of the most important things when it comes to a relationship. It can make or it can break a relationship. And I will say, like, we got personal experience with breaks in communication, guys.
Yeah, she would get silent and not talk.
No, that was him. He gave me the silent treatment. That was him.
Sometimes.
All the time, so, and it came with growth and maturity to get past that. But we do want to talk about just the importance of communication in a relationship. Like I said, this is something that can make or break a relationship. And if you're not openly communicating with one another, you can't express your feelings or even your thoughts and your ideas with your partner. And no one wants to be in a relationship where they feel like they can't talk to their significant other. And especially when you get into more committed relationships and things that lead to marriage is very, very important, because that can cause issues in like everything.
But I didn't did I do that?
What, not communicate?
Yeah.
I feel like you were just to the point where, if it was like we had a disagreement, you would just get silent and just wouldn't talk, and that caused a lot of issues with us.
But you always start fussing all the time.
I was not fussing. I would try to talk to you just like we talking, and y'all, he wouldn't even talk. He done got better, but like I said, when we got married, we were very young.
She used to come off as real aggressive.
No, I did not. I was not aggressive at all. But like me, I'll like send a text message. But one thing about it, y'all, when y'all got something going on, y'all stay away from text, because tones cannot be deciphered via text message. So I may be writing in a phase where I'm talking like this, and he might feel like I'm talking like, why you do that,
But you on text messages, you read them differently.
That's what I'm saying. So they can't construe, it can get misconstrued, your tone.
You can, but how you say it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I can send you a text right now and say, come here right now. And you can read that like, come here right now, or you can read it like, who the hell
are you talking to?
Yeah, or you can read it like, come here right now. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really decipher how someone is speaking via text, which also kind of messes things up. But this day and age, people are all into digital type things, DMs.
Hit me on the DM.
Yeah, DMs, text messages, and they don't really communicate.
And communication is what makes or break you.
Yeah, because that's why I said it could cause, like, if you can't communicate, it can cause like a lot of different issues. Like, people that have issues, like one of the number one issues when it comes to especially marriages is like money. You know what I'm saying? And I think what comes with that is just not communicating with one another.
Yeah.
But, I'm also going to give some tips on how to combat that on a spiritual level, too, when you have some kind of issues. Because I feel like a lot of people, especially when they have things going on in their relationship, like I say, they automatically want to jump into some kind of love workings or domination work. But a lot of times it's just that you need to open up those lines of communications, or you need to heal from something. And it's impossible to heal from something if you hadn't talked about it. Am I right?
Yeah. And you can't hold on to stuff and expect to say, okay, you mad at me, I'm mad at you, but what you mad at me for? instead of saying it, you hold on to it. Then when y'all get everything back to normal, then now, hour or two later, y'all back mad at each other, and it comes up again.
Yeah, because I feel like, sometimes, like you said, like when you used to do silent treatment, it was kind of like, the way he was like, he'll be mad, he'll give you the silent treatment, then maybe a day or so later, he'll just start talking back to you. Which nothing was resolved, because we never addressed that situation. So then the next time an argument comes up, then that situation is coming up.
Yeah, and now I just say what's on my mind. Like, hey, I don't like what Sade do. I tell her. She does a lot of stuff that I don't like, so I tell her.
Whatever. What I do you don't like? A lot of stuff. Whatever. Y'all, I don't be doing nothing to him. Started. I don't be doing nothing to him. But I feel like too that sometimes it be like the tone that people, it's like their mannerisms when they're communicating with each other.
Like you.
Like, I don't do all that yelling and hooping and hollering.
You just yelled at me today.
Whatever. Oh, when you get married, y'all, and y'all be married for a while, it's kind of like, you know how you got them old married couples where they just, like, they be fussing at each other. We don't really be arguing, but
the whole time
we just be talking shit.
Yeah, you talk a lot of shit. But one thing you need to know that if we mad at each other, we don't stay mad long. We don't go to bed unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. We just we try to make up before we go to bed.
Yeah, because I mean, like, and like I said, like with the way that you communicate, I guess it's the way, your communication style. Okay, like some people, they have an aggressive communication style. They may not mean nothing behind it, but they're just naturally like yelling. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, that's the way that I express my feelings. And then the other person takes it like, oh, you yelling at me, you know? Then some people, you know, they passive aggressive, where they kind of got a smart mouth. They kind of sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? Then you have like, you'll have people that's just like straight to the point. And that's kind of how I like it. Like, hey, let's address this issue. Let's get it resolved and let's move forward.
But you gotta, to get to that point though, you gotta be able to talk to your significant partner.
Yeah, you do.
You gotta, I mean, really, you just gotta sit in. If you guys, conversation rules the nation. That's what I done heard since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
If you can talk to something, you can talk your way out of anything.
Right.
Have a conversation.
Yeah. And
a regular, casual conversation.
But I think a lot of people too, like, they don't really talk. And I think a good exercise too, like, especially if you're going out and you spending time with your significant other, like, say we're going out to dinner. Like, maybe it'd be a point where you like, hey, we ain't having no phones at the table while we eating dinner.
That ain't you though.
I run a business though. You know what I'm saying? But but for real, like, we had like a little mini getaway. We did have a graduation to go to, but we had like a mini getaway, and I wasn't on my phone because I told my people, like, hey, you know, I'm out of town, like I'm gonna be like out of pocket. You know, I still get back with them when I can, but you know, now it's like I have my phone connected to me because I have so much like emails and DMs and stuff like that. But then sometimes I do have to like take a break and be like, okay, I'm cutting this off at a certain time, because you know my phone will be going off all night.
Yes, it does.
It be 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, who is this writing me at 3 o'clock in the morning? Y'all, if he was like one of those men that was like real not secure, like a jealous type person, I'd be going through some stuff. My phone going off at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Try they don't get your head, boy.
Whatever. He ain't even do nothing, y'all.
But you got a lot of folks that I was gonna say, you got a lot of folks that when they get mad at each other, they play the blame game. Mm-hmm. Instead of addressing the problems up front, they blame the next person for their problem. They blame their spouse for their problems.
I agree with that, because I really feel like too, even if you're married or you're in a relationship, you have to have some kind of accountability for your own happiness. You know what I'm saying? I can't depend solely on you to make me happy, just like you can't depend solely on me for me to make you happy. You got to have some kind of sense of happiness within yourself. And you can't look for that from other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be like, oh, I'm in a bad mood today because he ain't making me happy today.
Yeah, you gonna have them days. Well, you feel like can't nobody make me happy.
Yeah, but
that's just gonna be.
But even with the best relationships, and I would say, like, you know, we ain't never had nothing that was like major craziness in our relationship. But even with the best relationships, you gonna have like those little disagreements and those little arguments, but it's all a matter of how you resolve those disagreements and those arguments.
But you got a lot of folks that not only play the blame game, they jump to conclusions, if you agree.
Yeah.
Because if we out, or you out, or I'm out, and one of your friends or some come up and say, hey, I just saw Conjure Bae with another chick. And all of a sudden now when you get home, who was that bitch? You know, you get that. That's jumping to conclusion when you don't even know what's going on. Instead of asking that person. And don't come out and say, who is that bitch?
But some people, they really be doing something. Like, that could be like your cousin or something that, you know.
But folks you don't know till you ask.
Yeah, but then sometimes you ask and they don't tell the truth.
How you know they ain't telling the truth? Did you see it for yourself?
I guess. Yeah, if you send me a picture or something. I ain't got to worry about that, though. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that goes down to having trust, you know. But I feel like you ain't going to have trust if you can't communicate.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that's a very imperative part of a relationship. It's probably like the most important thing in a relationship.
Why is that?
Because if I can't talk to you, then it's like we can't move forward and we can't get nothing. We can't progress. We can't progress as a couple. We can't progress in life if I can't sit there and talk to you.
Yeah.
That's just like I said. I'll give you an example. Just like I was like, and that's my fault. Like the practice that I do, like my husband didn't know about it because I was like, I think he gonna act a certain kind of way. But if I had been a little bit more mature and had been thinking, I might have said, okay, well, if this is my husband and he loves me, then he's gonna accept what it is I do. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, you know. But you know, I should have had that in my mind because, like I said, with me not communicating and let him know what I did, you know, we kind of struggled for a while when I knew a way to get us out of that situation.
But won't you tell them how to put in Road Opener and Blockbuster to create that conversation? Now,
like I said, most people think like if they're having an issue with their significant other, they, especially when they come into like a spiritual sense, they automatically think that they need to do some kind of love work on them. They need to do some chupa rosa. They need to do some love drawing, and that's all well and good, but it's not always what you need. And that's why I stress people too when they're trying to get into doing work, then they need to do some divination, because sometimes what you think you need to do is not always what you need to do, right? So if me and Conjure Bae are not seeing eye to eye, we can't communicate. Every time we go to talking to each other, we're arguing, we're misconstruing each other's words, then what's going to happen is I'm going to try to go do some love work on him, but I haven't resolved that issue. Yeah, he might be a little bit more loving or pay me more attention, but then the issue's still going to be there. You know, when we get to talking for a while, then, you know, there may be some blocks with that communication. So sometimes that's not the right route to go. So what you need to do is get some divination, or, you know, even if you reach out, I have people reach out all the time asking for advice. So like even with the thing with the communication, if you do something like Blockbuster and Road Opening on the lines of communication, what that will do is open up that. So if you got any kind of blockages in your communication, anything that's stopping you from communicating, that will remove those blockages, and that Road Opener will kind of open it up so you guys can open up more to each other and express your feelings. So, you know, if there's something that you're going through, just make sure that you know, kind of keep that in mind of some workings that you can do for that. You want to tell them about the ritual that we have coming up on what is it, June 16th?
Oh, yeah. Yes. The ritual is the crime. What is the road opening blockbuster?
It's Breakthrough. It's called Breakthrough. Ritual. Yeah, and that's going to be happening on June the 16th, guys. And he already hopping to Crown of Success, y'all. But yeah, so the ritual that we have coming up is Breakthrough, and that is blockbuster and road opener. So it is a dual ritual, and that's coming up on June the 16th. Now, like I said, we did have some issues with the payment process on our site, and like those spots went like really quick. So I did put some more in there to allow people to purchase, and that should be. Hopefully we'll have that processor up and running in the next couple days. But yeah, so even if it's something like with your relationship, you can add that onto a petition that you send over to us to kind of break through some blockages. Just like I had a customer, like I tell you guys, when you purchase those rituals and you send over your petition, we don't just wait to start that work when the ritual starts. Like, we already start prepping those prepping your petitions and putting it on our altar. So a lot of times you may see some manifestations before the ritual even gets here. Like, I had someone today, and she used road opener and she used Crown of Success, and she said that she had the most healing conversation with her mom this weekend. She felt like blocks were lifted with this upcoming ritual. So you may see results already before the ritual actually starts. So just make sure, that's why I tell people, like, if you're going to get in on it, if you can go ahead and get it as soon as possible, that's probably the best. That way your stuff can already start working prior to the ritual. And we didn't do it live today, guys, because we're supposed to be having some bad weather coming through, so I didn't want to like lose power or anything like that. So we decided to go ahead and just do a pre-recording of this podcast. And next one, we'll probably, you want to do it live on the next one?
Yeah, we'll be back live on the next one, guys. What is the next one? You got the other one?
I think that was the end of the monthly lineup. So so we're gonna come back, and I think what we're gonna do, because Conjure Teen want to be on one of them. You gonna let her be on it?
Who?
Your daughter.
I'll think about it.
You ain't gonna let her be on one live?
She let me go ahead and say anything.
She can't be live because we might have to edit her out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that one, but yeah, I do kind of like the live thing, because we can get like a little bit more engagement with people. But yeah, today we were just kind of like we had, like I said, I don't want to like be losing power and then we be in the middle of a podcast, and we down here.
The weather supposed to get bad.
Yeah, we down here in Bama, guys. So yeah, but yeah, so just make sure that you join us next week, and I'm actually going to post a lineup for this month, because I actually just had it for the month of May. So we're going to post the lineup for next month with some topics that we're going to discuss. But if you guys want to go ahead and sign up for that ritual, you can find us on our website, which is www.thirdgenerationconjure.com.
And while we still communicating on communication, did you hide any of my drawers in the backyard? That's what I still want to know. You still never told me why we on communication.
What?
No,
ain't nobody hide no draws. He stay on the draws thing. Y'all taught him like one aspect, and he just, bruh.
That's the one I remember.
But yeah, if you guys want to sign up for that group ritual, just visit our website, which is www.thirdgenerationconjure.com, and look under the group ritual tab, and you can sign up there. And then just make sure to either put your petition in the notes to seller tab, or you can email that to us at thirdgenerationpetitions@gmail.com. And I'm going to try to keep the sign up open as long as possible, but
They filling up fast.
They filling up fast, guys. So I added some more. We had literally sold out, but I added some more just because we had that issue going on. So make sure that you get up on that and then catch us on next Wednesday, and we will do that one. We'll do that one live. We'll do that one live, and I'll make sure that I post. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Third Generation Con. All right, and until next time, guys.
Peace.